Zayn Malik is at last standing up on how his ex Gigi Hadid's mother Yolanda attempted to approach him for DV and remove his girl. Like, I would have rather not focused on anything. You realize I wasn't attempting to get into a pessimistic tune. And fro with her 2 years after Yolanda Hadid openly blamed Zayn for hitting her during a fight. Zayn is putting any misinformation to rest on what truly went down and why he expressed nothing at that point. And it just so happens Zayn kept quiet, not on the grounds that Yolanda's charges were valid, but rather in light of the fact that he was attempting to safeguard his little girl. Fans are currently hypothesizing that Yolanda completely misrepresented the occurrence and freely lied about Zayn getting physical, so Gigi would get full guardianship of their girl. In the meantime, fans additionally found proof of Yolanda's bigoted way of behaving, and this truly placed the entire circumstance into viewpoint. So what did Zayn say regarding Yolanda's allegations? Was Yolanda truly plotting to remove his little girl from him? We should get into it. My little girl planned to think back and read that and have the option to add something extra to it. And it would be something that there was no point. Zayn Malik, as of late, plumped down with Alex Cooper for his first open meeting in quite a while. And he dropped a few significant sensations about his 2021 quarrel with Gigi Hadid's mother Yolanda. Now, to give you a few contacts, Zayn and Gigi dated on and off for quite a long time, and their relationship was loaded with promising and less promising times. As a matter of fact, after they tapped out for good, one of Zayn's companions let individuals know that the relationship was really poisonous. And it seems to be the fundamental wellspring of this harmful way of behaving was Gigi's mother Yolanda supposedly never supported a Gigi dating Zayn. And after Gigi and Zayn invited Girl Kai in September 2020, Yolanda purportedly began plotting on the most proficient method to drive Zayn away. Everything began in October 2021 when TMZ broke the story that Yolanda blamed Zayn for striking her during a contention at Zayn Gigi's Pennsylvania home while Gigi was away in Paris. One source let TMZ know that the episode happened the prior week anyway. No different subtleties were shared at that point. And the source recently said that Yolanda remains by her record and is genuinely considering recording a police report. Anyway, later that very day, Zayn took to Twitter to address the claims, and he said he would rather not talk about what ended up safeguarding his little girl's security anyway. Zayn indicated in his post that Yolanda came into his home, excluded, and incited the episode. Zayn made sense of that he consented to not challenge claims emerging from a contention he had with a relative of his accomplices anyway. He additionally added that this relative entered our home while my accomplice was away. Zayn additionally apparently proposed that Yolanda release the story to TMZ to paint him in a pessimistic light composition. In spite of my endeavors to reestablish us to a tranquil family climate that will permit me to co-parent my girl in a way she merits, this has been spilled to the press anyway. Since Gigi's fans rushed to blame him for DV, Zayn later gave another assertion, rejecting that he at any point got physical with Yolanda. I unyieldingly deny striking Yolanda Hadid, and for my girl, I decline to give any further subtleties. Zayn said additionally, adding that he trusts Yolanda will re-examine her bogus claim stations and move towards recuperating these family issues in private. Yet it appeared as though Yolanda was doing the most to keep the media discussing the episode. And there's been a ton of hypothesis that she arranged the entire thing, so Gigi would get full guardianship of Kai. Check whether Zayn truly struck Yolanda. Wouldn't she first document a police report, as opposed to hurrying to TMZ? Yolanda did ultimately document a police report, yet solely after Zayn called her out for releasing the story to the media, as per court reports backed by the Day-to-Day. Mail. Zayn was accused of 4 counts of provocation. In the wake of arguing no challenge, he got 360 days of probation. The reports express that Yolanda approached Zayn in Gigi's home with her protector and Yolanda affirmed that after she and Zayn got into a squabble, Zayn got her and driven her into a dresser, causing mental misery and actual torment. Yolanda likewise guaranteed that Zayn shouted at her, "Avoid my little girl," and called her a Dutch butt. He then, at that point, purportedly called Gigi in Paris and shouted, "Tie on certain balls and shield your accomplice against your mom in my home." Yolanda's protector upheld Yolanda's story, and he guaranteed that Zayn likewise shouted at him to escape his home. Yet, as you can see, there are a ton of things that don't make any sense here. As a matter of some importance, how could Yolanda need a protector? While visiting her child in regulation and granddaughter on a ranch in provincial Pennsylvania. Likewise, it's fascinating that Yolanda went to Zayn and Gigi's home when Gigi wasn't there, and she plainly wasn't welcomed in light of the fact that Zayn said in his proclamation that she went into the house. So on the off chance that Yolanda was attempting to approach Zayn, this would be the ideal opportunity to make it happen. And it would be difficult for Zayn to shield himself, since there were no observers by any means other than Yolanda's paid guardian. And for this reason, Zayn's fans generally accepted that Yolanda prompted this quarrel and attempted to approach Zayn for DV, so Gigi would get full authority of Kai, yet witness that didn't, and Gigi consented to impart 50-50 authority to Zayn in the event that Zayn had truly laid his hands on her mother. It's basically impossible that Gigi would have permitted Zayn to have his girl 50 of the time and unaided anyway. Yolanda wouldn't withdraw, and she kept on pushing stories in the media about how Zayn was abusing Gigi. In November 2021, one source near Yolanda let individuals know that Yolanda is extremely defensive of Gigi, and she essentially needs awesome for her little girl and grandkid. She is definitely disapproved of Zayn, the source said. He is a muddled character, and she figures he could treat Gigi better anyway. Sources near Zayn called BS on Yolanda's cases, and they said Zayn was the one attempting to shield his little girl from the spotlight, and Yolanda was simply frantic on the grounds that he didn't permit her to post any photographs of Kai via virtual entertainment. One of Zayn's business relates additionally told the Mirror at the time that Zayn was profoundly worried about Yolanda interfering in his life, since he thought she was attempting to take his girl from him. Gigi might need Zayn to co-parent, yet her mom might actually take legitimate actions inside the court framework about guardianship. The source said in the meantime, fans additionally began estimating that the motivation behind why Yolanda never endorsed Zayn is a direct result of her bigoted perspectives. To give you only 2 or 3 models during her Genuine Housewives of Beverly Slopes days, Yolanda was shown being extremely rude to movers and letting them know they need to learn English. "You must learn English, you know you're in America. We communicate in English here." And she additionally once requested that a cosmetics craftsman make Gigi's eyes look rounder so she wouldn't seem Chinese due to her high eyebrows. And it makes her look Chinese truly fast. Definitely certain I'm doing whatever it takes not to get too engaged with her cosmetics. I've given her tips saying, whether you're with a cosmetics specialist, advise her to do a little keep your eyes generally round and large, so they pop, not the Chinese looking, since that is not great for her face. Fortunately, Zayn at long last chosen to stand up on what occurred with Yolanda, and during his new appearance on Alex Cooper's Call Her Daddy digital broadcast, he clarified that Yolanda lied, since supposing that he truly got physical with her, he wouldn't have 50-50 care of his girl. You have authority of your kid, gracious, definitely. So I believe it's only critical to say, since individuals are perusing this being like, gracious, my better believe it. No. Without a doubt, better believe it. I'm really full on better believe it, like involved with my kid each opportunity. I can't be in the event that I could get 60. I would have it. Zayn likewise. By and by explained that the main explanation he would have rather not gone this way, and that with Yolanda out in the open was for his girl's protection. I understood what the circumstance was. I realized what happened, and individuals included realized what happened too. I'm not all I truly thought often about if anyone you are aware of in total agreement would take a gander at the circumstance. I accept that you could regard that like I would have rather not pointed out anything you realize. I wasn't attempting to get into a negative to and fro with or any kind of account online where my little girl planned to think back and read that and have the option to add something extra to it. And it would be something that there was no point fans are presently lauding commending a developed way. And they're additionally getting down on Yolanda for attempting to take Zayn's girl from him. I'm so glad for Zayn for talking on the Yolanda circumstance with such elegance. One fan said, "That lady is out and out malevolence." And he dealt with this question impeccably. And another fan added we as a whole realized Yolanda was lying and simply maintained that her girl should say a final farewell to Zayn. Yet how about we hear your considerations on this? Do you think Yolanda sincerely attempted to approach Zayn so Gigi would get full guardianship? Remark down underneath. And don't pass up this next video.